Have you ever wondered how our ancestors told time before the invention of clocks? As it turns out, the answer lies not in complex machinery or intricate devices, but in the simple casting of a shadow. The earliest form of a timekeeping device, a sundial, was nothing more than a stick or a stone standing upright in the ground. This stick or stone, known as a gnomon, would cast a shadow as the sun moved across the sky. By observing the length and position of this shadow, early humans could estimate the time of day. But how did this concept come about? Picture a time before the hustle and bustle of modern life, where the only constants were the rising and setting of the sun. Early humans, much like us, needed to structure their day around these solar events. They needed to know when to hunt, when to gather, when to rest. And so, they turned to the sun, the most reliable source of light and warmth. With the gnomon and the shadow it cast, they divided the day into parts, giving birth to the concept of time. When the shadow was shortest, it was midday. As the shadow lengthened towards the east in the afternoon, they knew the day was waning. And when the shadow was longest at sunrise and sunset, they marked the beginning and end of the day. This practice of shadow tracking was the Dawn of Sundials. It was a simple yet profound discovery that allowed our ancestors to structure their lives, to plan ahead, to create a sense of order in a world governed by the unpredictable forces of nature. The sundial, in its most basic form, was a testament to human curiosity and ingenuity. It marked the beginning of our quest to understand the world around us, to measure and quantify the passage of time, to make sense of our place in the cosmos. And all it took was a simple stick in the ground. The sundial, a simple stick in the ground, was the beginning of our journey into understanding and measuring time. As civilizations grew, so did the sophistication of their sundials. How did different cultures shape the evolution of sundials? The tale of sundials is a fascinating journey through time and space, from the ancient sands of Egypt to the grandeur of Greece and Rome. In the heart of the desert, the Egyptians, known for their ingenuity, crafted some of the earliest sundials. They used a simple stick or gnomon, casting shadows to tell the time. However, their sundials were not just functional. They were also works of art, often etched with beautiful hieroglyphs and symbols. As we journey from Egypt to Greece, we encounter a shift in sundial design. The Greeks, renowned for their love of science and philosophy, developed more complex sundials. They created the hemispherical sundial, or scaphe, a hollow half-sphere with a gnomon in the middle. The Greeks understood that the sun didn't just move from east to west, but also changed its height in the sky throughout the year. This knowledge helped them craft sundials that could tell the time with greater accuracy. From Greece, the sundial story takes us to Rome, where it became a symbol of power and prestige. The Romans built large, elaborate sundials, some of which even had gnomons towering over 20 feet high. These grand sundials were often placed in public spaces, serving not only as timekeepers but also as impressive displays of Roman engineering and wealth. Interestingly, the Romans also introduced portable sundials, which could be carried around, signaling the beginning of personal timekeeping devices. Throughout this journey, we see how each civilization left its unique imprint on the sundial, shaping its design and functionality. But whether it was a simple stick in the sand or a grand stone monolith, all sundials shared a common purpose: to measure the passage of time. Despite the difference in designs and cultures, the purpose remained the same: to measure the passage of time. But how did these ancient civilizations ensure the accuracy of their sundials? It's a question that leads us to a fascinating intersection of science, astronomy, and human ingenuity. The principle behind a sundial is deceptively simple. As the Earth spins on its axis, the sun appears to move across the sky. This movement casts a shadow from a fixed point, a stick or a pillar known as the gnomon, onto a flat surface, the dial plate. However, ensuring the accuracy of a sundial was a more complex task. It required a deep understanding of the Earth's tilt and the sun's path. You see, the Earth's axis isn't perpendicular to its orbit around the sun, it's tilted. This tilt, at an angle of about 23.5 degrees, is responsible for our seasons. It also means that the sun's path across the sky changes subtly day by day. This variation had to be factored into the design of the sundial. Now, let's discuss the sun's path. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west, but it doesn't follow a straight line. Instead, its path is an arc, higher in the summer and lower in the winter. Sundials were designed to account for this arc, with the gnomon typically angled to align with the Earth's axis and point towards true north. The ancient civilizations who built these sundials had a remarkable understanding of these astronomical principles. They knew that the length and direction of the shadow cast by the gnomon would change not only throughout the day, but also throughout the year. By incorporating these changes into their designs, they were able to create sundials that could tell the time with impressive accuracy. And that's the science behind sundials. It's not just about casting a shadow. It's about understanding our planet's place in the cosmos and our own place in the passage of time. The accuracy of a sundial is a testament to the scientific understanding of our ancestors. From obelisks to hemispherical bowls, the variety of sundial designs is truly remarkable. What were some of the most common types? Let's dive right into the fascinating world of ancient sundials. To start, we have the vertical sundials, typically mounted high on a wall facing the south, in the northern hemisphere, of course. These sundials were so popular because they could be read from a distance and were often used in public spaces. Their gnomons, or shadow casters, were set parallel to the Earth's axis, and the hour lines radiated from this point, allowing the shadow to indicate the time. Next, we encounter the horizontal sundials, the classic garden ornament we might think of when we hear the word sundial. These were designed to sit flat on the ground or a pedestal, with the gnomon set at an angle equal to the latitude of the location. This positioning allowed the shadow to move around the dial in a consistent manner, providing a relatively accurate measure of time throughout the day. But what about when the sun is directly overhead at noon? Enter the equatorial sundials. These were designed with a circular dial set parallel to the equator, and the gnomon aligned with the Earth's axis. When the sun was at its highest point, the gnomon's shadow would fall directly on the noon line, giving a precise reading of midday. These sundials were particularly useful in equatorial regions, where the sun's path across the sky changes little throughout the year. And let's not forget the hemispherical sundials, or bowl sundials, as they were often called. These were shaped like a half bowl, with hour lines inscribed within, and a rod or style protruding from the center. As the sun moved across the sky, the shadow of the style would sweep around the inside of the bowl, indicating the time. Each type of sundial, with its unique design and purpose, adds a chapter to the rich history of timekeeping. These ancient instruments remind us of our enduring fascination with time and our ingenious attempts to measure and understand it. In an age of digital watches and smartphones, do sundials still hold relevance? One might think that sundials, those ancient tools of timekeeping, would be obsolete in today's digital age. But interestingly enough, they continue to find a place in our modern world. Sundials are seen gracing gardens and parks, not just as decorative pieces, but as a way of connecting with the natural world and the passage of time. They're also used in schools as educational tools, helping students understand the principles of astronomy and the concept of time. These modern sundials, while not as essential for timekeeping as they once were, still inspire a sense of wonder and curiosity. Despite the precise timekeeping of our digital devices, there's something deeply human about observing the shadow of a sundial move across its face, marking the passage of the sun across the sky. Even today, sundials serve as a reminder of our ongoing quest to understand and measure time. From ancient civilizations to the modern day, sundials have remained a timeless tool for measuring the passage of time. We've traced the sundial's origins, its evolution across different cultures, the science that powers its precision, and the myriad forms it has taken throughout history. We've even seen how it still holds a place in our world today, a testament to its enduring utility and symbolic charm. Despite the advent of digital technology, the sundial's elegant simplicity continues to captivate us, reminding us of our deep-rooted connection with the natural world. It's a relic of the past that continues to cast a long shadow over our present, a simple yet profound tool that has helped humankind mark the relentless march of time since time immemorial. If you enjoyed this journey through time and want to learn more about such fascinating topics, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting facts. Remember, time waits for no one.